Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello dear students, I am Dr. Mona Simalti from HNB Garhwal University, Srinagar Garhwal. And today in this module, we are going to study about lip care and nail care products. So dear students, I welcome you all in this module, and this is going to be our last module of these module series on cosmetics and cosmeceuticals. So in this module we are going to discuss lip care and nail care products. So this is our learning outcome. So after going through from this module, what will you learn? You will learn what are lip care and nail care products, their characteristics, and what are the ingredients which are used in the preparation of nail care and lip care product, method of preparation and its evaluation part. So this is your lesson plan. First we'll see what are lip care products, different types of products, then their ingredients, okay, then method of preparation of lipstick and nail polish remover, nail care product, nail lacquer. So all these things we are going to study today. All right. So dear students, lip care product. These cosmetic preparations are very common and they are used in a day-to-day life by women's as for lip care purpose. So when we see the different types of lip care products, the very first thing which comes in our mind is lipstick, okay, because it is very widely used by the women's of all the ages, okay. Lip balm, okay, lip balm is also very commonly used, and there is an other function of using lip balm is to moisten your lips. It prevents from cracking and chapping of lips, especially in winter season. People use lip balm. Lip gloss, okay, it provides to enhance, it enhances the appearance of a person. So all these things are or these products are lip care product. So we will see in detail that what these products are and what are the ingredients used in the preparation of these products. The very first thing, lipstick is a cosmetic preparation and used to impart the color and shine to the lips, and also used to protect the lips from cracking, drying due to the exposure of dust and different weather conditions. So this is lipstick, and it is in the form of a stick of material within a tube type of container, usually around 10 mm in diameter and 50 mm in length. The container and the packing may differ from the product to product, and it attracts the customer. So this thing we also discussed in our last module of packaging of cosmetic preparations, okay. So in that also I told you about this thing, that packaging plays a very important role, and especially when we are talking about lipstick preparation. So they are very they are packed very nicely, and it looks the container looks very beautiful and it attracts the customer, okay. So this is about lipstick. Now A lip balm, we have already discussed that lip balm, it also prevents from drying of the lips, and it's basically it keeps your lips moisture, and it is especially used in winter season. Okay, so lip balm, uh, they are used to, as I said, it protects and it protects lips from drying, and basically they do not contain any color. Okay, and sometimes very light color is produced in lip balm just to give a little glossy type of appearance. Okay, so this can be prepared by using fatty materials like mineral oil and jelly, wax, and to make a film more adherent, a small proportion of hydrophilic material should be included in the formulation. So, okay, this is about lip balm. Now, lip glosses, they are designed to give the lip glossy, luster, and sometimes subtle color. Okay, they usually have lower viscosity than traditional lipstick. Okay, traditional lipstick, if you have seen a lipstick, it is a hard stick. Basically, when we rub that stick on the lips, then the color is produced. But lip gloss, what is the difference? So lip gloss has got little less viscosity as compared to the lipstick, and they are more transparent, we can say, and it consists of higher ratio of oil and lower ratio of waxes. So they are applied smoothly, and they have greater shine. Okay, but they do not wear as long as the lipstick does. Okay, so it can be clear or translucent. So this is about lip gloss. Now, what are the ideal properties of uh, hmm, this lip care product? The very first thing, if it is going to produce color, the color should be uniform to the area of application. Okay, and it should be smooth in appearance, smooth in appearance to the lips, and stability towards the environment condition. This is very important. uh, if a lipstick preparation, if it is not stable, so during storage and transportation, what happens if it starts melting when it is transported to the region of the hot climatic condition, then it is going to be of no use. So stability aspect is very important. Similarly, temperature, humidity, so all these factors are important, and free from grittiness. Grittiness should be free from grittiness, otherwise it won't be smooth in appearance, and melting point should be high enough. This is also, we will connect it to the stability point of view, because melting point, the product should be stable at different conditions of temperature and humidity. Okay, pleasant taste and lasting color, this is also very important. The taste, when the customer will apply this product on the lips, it should not give any bitter taste or any type of taste which is not good. Okay, and lasting color, yes, of course, lasting color is very important. So these are the ideal properties. It's not like you have applied the lipsticks and it is going to be washed off, or it is going to disappear after 1 hour or after 1.5 hours. So lasting color, so these are the ideal properties of lipstick. Now, characteristics, homogeneous color when applied, good coverage, lasting, pleasant taste. Okay, the ideal properties which we discussed were of all the lip care product, and these are little specific to the lipstick. Okay, now moving to the raw material used in lipstick preparation: waxes, oil, pigments and dyes. Okay, alcohol and fragrance, preservatives and antioxidants. So these are the raw material which are used for lipstick preparation. Dear students, remember this question is asked sometime in the examination, that enlist the raw material and their purpose. So you have to explain them one by one. Okay, so we will start from waxes. Waxes are basic. This is very basic ingredient of lipstick. So it functions. What is the function? It gives structuring to the lipstick. Basically, it gives the structure. So this is very important ingredient, and it provides rigidity and hardness. Okay. Okay, in addition, they also plays a little role in stabilizing the stick and allow them to be molded in different shapes. Okay, because lipsticks finally prepared, it is finally placed in the different types of mold. So by molding waxes with different competence, like as a high shine, flexibility, brittleness and optimal cosmetic performance can be achieved. So for these reasons, this ingredient is very important, and these are generally mixed with the oils to achieve the desired softness. Okay, waxes alone would be too rigid. Okay, example we will see. So ozokerite wax, which is white, crystalline, odorless, tasteless, solid makeup of blend, paraffin and microcrystalline waxes. So, and Candelia wax, it is very widely used. Beeswax is also used. Virgin coconut oil is also used, and pitaya seed oil. So there is a figure given on your slide. Just you can see the percentage of these materials, these waxes which are used in lip care product. Next is oil. This is also very important ingredient. Oil, fat and butters, they provide the slippery and soft texture to the formulation, and they have also a moisturizing effect and acts as a emollient, prevents drying, chapping of lips, and oil can also be used to disperse the pigments and pearls. Okay, pigments, that coloring material which is used in lipstick. Okay, example of oils are castor oil, vegetable oil, lanolin, mineral oil. So these are the examples of oils. So you can easily remember them: castor oil, vegetable oil, lanolin and mineral oils. This is very important. Again, pigments and dye. So these are used in the lipstick to impart the desired color or shade to the lipstick. So this is very important product, because lipstick is all about color. Okay, women's of all age group use lipstick to apply different types of color to their lips. Along with that, it also plays a caring and protecting role, because it prevents the drying of lips along with producing a different and very beautiful colors. So that is why pigments, dye generally is used in lipsticks are bismuth oxychloride, okay, manganese violet, titanium dioxide, DNC, red color number 6 and 21, and there are many more examples. Dear students, just go through from the other examples of dye, pigment, or we can say the coloring material used in the lipstick. Okay, dyes are readily soluble, whereas the pigments are insoluble in the medium or the vehicle. Okay, dyes are readily soluble, pigments are insoluble in the vehicle, so in which they are used. So effect, pigment may include the particles that provide pearlescent effect, sparkle, luster, glitter, matte, metallic and other types of effect it produces. Next is alcohol and fragrance. Alcohol, as you all know that alcohol is used as a solvent for waxes and oil in making the lipstick. So and of course other type of solvent also used, and fragrance which is imparting a pleasant scent to the lipstick and it masks the smell of ingredients. So this is the use of alcohol and fragrances. Next is preservative and antioxidants. So dear students, if you remember our previous modules about preservatives, I have discussed an entire module on preservative. This is one of the additive we can say which is used in cosmetic preparation. And if we leave aside the cosmetic preparations, okay, preservatives are used in all the dosage forms in pharmaceuticals and as well as antioxidant which prevents the oxidation. Basically it protects the formulation, the preparation from oxidation. Preservatives, so preservative methyl paraben, propyl paraben, antioxidant gallic acid, propyl gallate and BHA and BHT are used. Dear students, there is an homework for you regarding this preservatives and oxidant. Recall my previous module on preservative and also do read in detail about antioxidants. Now, moving to the manufacturing process of lipstick. So, this is also asked sometimes in the examination. So, the process for manufacturing of lipstick is color grinding, melting and mixing, okay, molding, flaming and packaging. So, the very first thing is color grinding. Grinding of the color by using the different mills are used to give it a uniform texture, melting, mixing and then it is molded. This is important step in the preparation. Flaming to stabilize the molded. Basically it plays an important role in stabilizing, and finally packaging. So let's see manufacturing of lipstick in detail. Color grinding. As I said, dear students, pigments and dyes, these are available in amorphous form. Okay, so to convert it into the powder form, roller mill or colloidal mill is used. So what is done basically in color grinding? Dyes and pigments, they are available in amorphous form, convert it into the powder form, and by using the different mill, roller mill as you can say, the material is fitted and free roll. So then a uniform texture is given to color and pigment by using this step. The desired pigment and the combination of pigments are chosen. They can be chosen and they can be used together. Okay. Then it is mixed with the oil and put into the mill, which powders the particle, and the particle size which is reduced is up to the size of 20 microns in size. Okay. Now mixing and melting. Okay, mixing and melting, the solvents, oil and waxy materials are melted in separate stainless steel container, and the solvent and the oils are mixed with the color pigment. The mixture is passed through the roller mill for grinding the pigment and pigment to avoid any grainy feel in the lipstick, and this is added to the hot wax until uniform color and consistency is obtained. So this is about mixing and melting, and this is done with simple mixing of those liquid in a steam jacketed kettle that is equipped with one propeller agitator. So after successful mixing, resulting liquid is again passed through the 3-roll mill and usually crushed down to the particle size of 20 micron. Next is molding. So dear students, molding, the melted mass, basically it is dispensed into the mold. Okay, as you can see the image on the slide, which consists of a bottom portion of metal and shaping tube. So lipstick is poured upside down so that the bottom of the tube is at the top of the mold. Okay, any excess material is scrapped out. So lipstick is cooled and separated from the mold of the bottom of the and the tube is sealed, and it is passed away from the Fleming test. Next is labeling and packaging. Okay, labeling is retracted and the tube is checked. The lipstick is ready for the labeling and packing. So this is about labeling and packaging of lipstick. So dear students, moving to the evaluation of finished product. Okay, evaluation parameters. Very first is the color control. So colorimetric equipment, it is used to control the colors. This equipment gives a number of numerical reading of shades when mixed so that it can be matched with the previous batch. Okay, determination of melting point. Standard melting point apparatus is used, and capillary tube method also we can say it is used for the determination of melting point of the formulated lipstick. So capillary is loaded and placed in a capillary apparatus, and time taken for the product to melt is melt completely at is noted. So this procedure is repeated 3 times and the average melting point is taken. Okay. Next evaluation parameter, breaking load test, also we call it as, and breaking point. Breaking point helps in in estimating the strength of the lipstick. So as its name suggests, breaking point, so we will try to find the breaking point at the specific force the lipstick breaks. Okay, so in this, lipstick is held horizontally in a socket an inch away from the edge of support. So the weight is gradually increased with a specific value, say for example 10 gram at each specific interval of the time, that is 30 seconds, and weight at which it breaks is recorded and it is considered as a breaking point. The test which is made on the ideal condition of temperature, or we can say room temperature, 25 to 30 degree centigrade. Next is softening point. So softening point is should be resistant to varying temperature so that it can be used in all weather conditions. So it is done by ring and ball method and it ranges from 50 to 500 degree centigrade. Softening point. Microbial testing. So microbial testing, it is done by plating to known mass of sample on 2 selected culture media suitable for the growth of bacteria. Okay, and sample is incubated for a specific period of time and it is observed for any growth of microorganism, any growth of bacteria. Okay, so this is microbial testing and softening point. Ranicity, very important because we are using oils. Okay, in as a raw material. So wherever the oils are involved, ranicity is very important to take care of. So it is a part of this evaluation parameter for lipstick. Decomposition may occur. So decomposition of fat and oil and other lipids by hydrolysis or oxidation or by oxidation. So it leads to the development of a bad odor, taste and stickiness. Okay, so it is tested by determining the peroxide numbers. Okay, so dear students, go through. Ranicity is determined by, tested by determining peroxide number. So now moving to the nail care products. So dear students, nail care products, so we will discuss nail lacquer, or we also call it as nail polish and nail polish remover. Okay, so let's see what all ingredients are used in nail polish remover and for nail lacquer or for nail polish. Most important group of manicure product, it is manicure and pedicure. You might have heard of these two terminologies. Manicure is basically the procedures we adopt, or basically the things we do to take care of our hands. So this is for manicure. Preparation, this is manicure and it is the preparation which is used to care the nails. Nail polish, and which is a viscous liquid system comprising of film former with decorative colors, and there are various types of nail polish finishes like shimmer, basically give glimmering effect, we can say. Micro shimmer, glitter are also used to apply over nail lacquer. Frost and luster, glass flagged. Okay, so these other types of nail lacquers are available in the market. Okay, what should be the ideal characteristics? Okay, so dear students, can you answer this question? What should be the ideal characteristics of nail lacquer? Adhesiveness, I think very first thing is, if it is going to form a film, the film which it is forming should be uniform and it should stick to the nail. It should not come out easily. Okay, one thing. So it should be easy application, should be easy to apply, should exhibit stability is important. Stable should be and should produce a film with satisfactory characteristics, sufficiently flexible, I said uniform in thickness, color, good gloss, adhesion, and should be capable of producing hard tacky film and satisfactory drying property. What if you have applied a thin film and it's not going to dry out? So then there is no use of applying this thing. So within a specific time limit, it should get dry. Basic ingredients: film former and plasticizer, solvent, dyes, opacifying agents, adhesive, polymer, thickening agent, diluent. So these are basic ingredients which are used in nail polish preparation. Okay, film forming material. So very important ingredient, very basic ingredient. So dear student, remember, for nail care product, for nail lacquer or for nail polish, film forming material is it comes at first priority. So these agents are added to impart the resistance to abrasion. Okay, nitrocellulose is an example of film former, which is a cellulose nitrate, and it produces tough, hard and water resistant film. So, and it is obtained when sulfuric acid and the nitric acid are reacted together with cotton. So this is one example. Few other examples are cellulose acetate, butylate, ethyl cellulose, cellulose acetate and vinyl polymers. Plasticizer. So this is again very important. Plasticizer are to impart the flexibility in the film forming. Okay, these are the material which are used to give flexibility and non-brittle film. Okay, non-brittle film means the film which it produces is soft, it's not brittle. That's why plasticizers are added. Okay, so in this way what happens, the film gets well adhered and does not flake off unnecessarily or does not flake off easily. Okay, so plasticizers like dibutyl phthalate, sulfonamides, camphor phosphate, so all these things, all these are the examples of plasticizers. And the plasticizers have been they are classified based on the non-volatility, based on its high melting point. So dear students, just go through from the other different examples of plasticizers which are used in nail polish preparation. solvent. Okay, it is used to obtain the desired viscosity of film forming material, and solvents are important, and few examples of the solvents are solvents having low boiling point, solvents having medium boiling point, and solvents having high boiling point. So as you can see, the examples of low boiling point and medium boiling point are like you can take N-butyl acetate, and for high boiling point cellulose acetate, butyl and butyl cellulose. So these are the example of solvent. Dyes and pigments. Dyes and pigments, they are used generally to impart the different color and shades to the nail polish. Okay, so as we studied in the lipstick, okay, so these agents, what they do, they should disperse well and resistant to the chemicals that are usually present in the soap and detergent, because you should not wash off with when you apply the soap and detergent to your hands. Okay, some examples are chromium oxide green, carmine, chromium hydroxide, titanium dioxide, iron oxide. So these are examples of dyes and pigments. Opacifying agents. Okay, opacifying agents are whitening agents. These are added to impart the different shades. Titanium dioxide and zinc oxides are the example of opacifying agents. So dear student, you remember these two ingredients. What? Titanium dioxide and zinc oxides. So these are very commonly asked in MCQ, multiple type choice question also. Opacifier, you have to choose one opacifier in from the 4 option, and titanium dioxide is one. So titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, this is very important. Many times this question is asked. And insoluble lakes are usually they are incorporated in the majority of the nail polish to generate a suitable shade together with the titanium dioxide. Okay. Adhesive polymer. So adhesive polymer, they confirm the adherence of the film former to the nail surface. So this is the function. Adhesive polymer, it confirms the adherence of film former to the nail surface. So resins are the adhesive polymers capable to impart gloss, adhesion, and often to increase the hardness. So this is the example. You can refer other examples which are used as a adhesive polymer in nail polish. Thickening agents. Thickening agents are added to the formulation to maintain the solid particles in the suspending form. They basically maintain the solid particles in the suspending form. So stearoalconium hectorite is a common agent which is used as a thickening agent. So they show thixotropy to their solution, and solutions are viscous. Okay, for those solutions they are viscous. So this is about thickening agents. Diluents are added to the nail liquor in order to stabilize the viscosity of the product. Okay, moreover the diluents are they basically contribute in overall reducing the cost of formulation. Suspending agents, they are added in the formulation system having thixotropic characteristics. Okay, so by employing clays are the example of suspending agents which are used, or we can also tell them as thickening agents. Now moving to nail varnish remover or nail polish remover. Nail polish remover, basically it is a solvent which is used to remove the nail polish or nail liquor which is applied on the nail, and acetone, basically the acetone, it can be used to remove the artificial nails, and it's an organic solvent which is used. So nail lacquer, now let's see the basic mechanism how this nail lacquer this nail lacquer removes the nail polish. So by applying the nail lacquer, the film forming material which we are using, it cross polymerizes and it produces basically a mesh like structure it produces. And the nail polish remover, when we apply on it, what happens is the organic solvent get occupied in the void spaces of the mesh, disintegrates it, the cross connection of the film, and finally what it does, finally the film gets solubilized in the nail lacquer remover solvent. Okay, so this is the basic mechanism. Now, ideal characteristic: should not be too volatile and should not leave any nail sticky, should not leave the nail sticky, brittle, should have the pleasant odor. So these are few ideal characteristics of nail varnish remover. Some other ingredients like solvents are different types of solvents, sometimes emollients, preservatives, vitamins, perfume, and coloring dye. So these are additional ingredients which are used. Now moving to the evaluation part. Okay, so evaluation of nail lacquer: abrasion resistance, adhesion. Okay, this we are talking about evaluation of nail lacquer, nail polish. Okay, abrasion resistance and adhesion, drying time, and viscosity. Only these are few important parameters. Okay, so I'll tell you about adhesion. In this case, what happens, the coating of the lacquer is applied and this coating is scribed with blade. Okay, so a cut is made ½ inch wide and ½ inch high. A piece of cellophane tape is laid over the surface of the coating. The tape is then pulled and removed rapidly. The percentage of coating material removed is an is an indication of nail lacquer adhesion. And then drying time, it is measured. The standard should match with the standard limit of drying time for nail lacquer. And finally viscosity. Okay, viscosity is measured, so I am not going to discuss about viscosity as we have discussed the viscosity in our previous module, that what is the importance of viscosity and how it is measured. Okay, so dear students, these are the references. Just go through from the references for more understanding, for better understanding. So dear students, let me quickly summarize this module. In this module, we have discussed lip care products and nail care product. Okay, lip care product, we only discuss in detail about lipstick, so which is very commonly used by all age group of women. So we have discussed the different ingredients which are used in the formulation of lipstick, evaluation, its characteristics, okay, and the importance of the ingredients which are used in lipstick formulation. And we have also discussed nail care product, nail lacquer or nail polish, and nail lacquer remover, or you can say nail polish remover. And we have discussed different ingredients which are used in nail polish formulation, their evaluation part, and the solvents which are used in nail polish remover. So dear students, that's all for this module, and I really hope that you have enjoyed learning the lip care product and nail care product. Stay tuned for more videos, and thank you so much for watching this video.